album is called Feel Alive.
Yes.
And every song, there's like so many different emotions in all the songs, but it's all about realizing like, hey, it's normal to feel every single emotion. That is what makes you feel alive. And sometimes I wish that I didn't mourn for people that have passed away, or that I didn't get so excited about a show, or sometimes I wish that I didn't feel so intensely, but I would never change a thing, because that's what makes me know, oh, I am alive.
Welcome to the Funny in Failure podcast, a podcast that celebrates failure and shines the light on the emotional side of comedy and life with yours truly, Michael Kahan. Today's guest is so lovely. She's vibrant, warm, and a beautiful soul. Steph is also reflective and deep. She's not afraid to laugh. Hearing what she's achieved at such a young age is brilliant and inspiring. I love this chat, and I know you will too. A truly gifted storyteller at her core, Steph Strings is a renowned singer-songwriter and guitarist, merging coastal fingerstyle, indie rock with blues, folk, and Celtic influences, along with percussive wizardry. She's toured with the likes of Vance Joy, Ziggy Albert, The Cat Empire, Kim Churchill, Pierce Brothers, and Jack Botts, to name a few. Steph's new album, Feel Alive, will be out Jan the 9th, and we discuss a bit about it, and it's really interesting to hear about it. She's also doing a massive tour in Canada, America, and Europe, and hopefully more. Check it out before tickets sell out. So as you can imagine, we dive deep and we cover a lot, and we chat about seeing colors, imposter syndrome, her happy place, touring and performing, flow state, lessons from legends, fear of singing, manifestation, the Steph way, adrenaline dumps, posting videos while at school, and the profound impacts it's had on her life, pursuing guitar, having a great team, plus plenty more. Before we get into this chat, I'd love it if you would share the podcast, follow, like, subscribe, as it allows me to lock in amazing guests like this one, and it really helps me grow the podcast. Thank you so much. Okay, cool. Let's get into it. You've just come back from a massive tour in America. Can you tell me about it? It looked super exciting.
It was very cool. It was 3 weeks worth, and I started in Colorado, and then I went all the way up via California, and then I finished in Canada, in British Columbia, so like around Vancouver way. And it was so funny. On the plane ride over, I had the biggest feeling of imposter syndrome.
Really?
Like, I was just like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I'm good enough for this.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, it imposter syndrome hits me every so often. Like, it's a natural feeling for people to have. But yeah, so when I got over there, I like sold a few tickets, but it wasn't all sold out. And then it was bizarre. Like, as soon as I got there, then it just, all the tickets sold, and I absolutely frothed every single show. Like,
I love frothed, by the way. That's
how good is that word?
Best word.
And then every night on stage, I'd be like, this is the best show of the tour. And I'd say it every night, because every night got better and better. And my sound engineer, after every night, he would drive us to the hotel.
Yep.
And he'd look at me and be like, was that actually your favorite show? And I'd be like, yes, it was, because like every show got better and better. And I just enjoyed myself so much.
Okay, thank you for sharing that. That's crazy. Everyone has imposter syndrome,
Yeah.
and I want to dive into that. And then you say every show got better. Was that because you're just so grateful that you're there, or more you're improving, you're learning, audience? What do you think it was?
I reckon it could have been a bit of a placebo. Like, I reckon it's I think it could have been both. I was becoming more comfortable every night, and I don't know, maybe I was becoming more, like, slightly more advanced every night. But I think the other 50% was that I just loved being there, and just, like, you know, when you have like a really good burger and you're like, oh my gosh, that's the best one I've had.
Yeah.
But it, like, you think it's better than the last one because you just love it.
Taking like one day at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just loved it. I really did. And often I'll go on a tour and I will come home and be like, yeah, I'm really happy to be home. Like, I don't want to go back on the road for a long time.
Is it because you're like tired, the fatigue, the energy? Yeah.
Because it takes a lot. We'll get into that. But, but I came home from this tour and it's one of the first times where I was like, oh, like it would be nice to be back in Seattle right now. I'd never do that. It's very rare. It's just because I felt so mentally and physically healthy there that I was like, that's a good tour.
That is really rare. Did you prepare yourself? It sounds like not just like what did you do to allow for that?
I think I did prepare myself. In the past, leading up to a tour, I get quite stressed. And I I
can imagine.
And I also feel like I catch up with everyone, as we were just saying earlier. Yeah. I catch up with everyone. I'm getting drinks with everybody and like maybe not being as healthy as I should be. But leading up to this tour, I felt quite peaceful and knew that in the same week of flying over to America, I was moving house and filming a music video. And I knew like, okay, you need to like mentally be really strong, eat well, try go to bed early and like have really positive thoughts because then I didn't get sick. I felt really good.
Yep.
I think I'm just learning through trial and error that my mental state really impacts my physical state. And I know it does for everyone, but for me especially, like I swear if I'm like not in the right headspace, I'm sick immediately.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
I've actually studied that many.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, like an element of it. I study like the body and mind, I guess the spirit and how it all interacts. And if you like a negative mindset is one aspect of what we learn. I'm really butchering what I'm saying. But if you are like negative or you're not looking after yourself mentally, that can manifest into physical stuff as well. Yeah. And so that's really important. You figured it out so early. You figured out the keys to life. But we were talking about this before about seeing people and like trying to like cram in as many people as possible. And that can be really draining. And it's not necessarily the people, but when you feel like you just have to see people and you have to like tick the box, you're probably not even fully present yourself. You're having the same conversations and then you've got this big goal and you're probably like, I just need to be ready for that. So it's kind of like, I wouldn't say self-sabotage. It's kind of like negatively impacting thing because all you want to do is rest. So was that hard for you to say no or you had a good excuse? Was like, I just can't this time? What was that like?
I think because like, let's say for example, before this tour, moving house, music video.
Those two is just
trying to like get album stuff over the line, packing for the tour, all this stuff. I think it was clear to my circles that I just didn't have as much time as I usually have.
Yep.
So, but I think it's important to me that I think the older I get, I mean, I'm still a very young woman, but the older I get, I'm realizing that like the more quality I have in my circle, it's better for my life and my energy. And then when I get more energy, then I feel like then I can see more people because I'm very extroverted. And I like on a night out, if I run into 50 people, I'm the happiest girl. Like I love seeing everyone.
Yep.
The only thing is I think because my life is getting busier and busier, it makes me feel guilty that I can't do that in like normal everyday life. So I'm still trying to balance it because I am extroverted, but then I'm like, I can't get sick on tour.
No.
I need to make sure I spend the right amount of time with family as well because that's the most important.
I know you're very close with them. And being sick, is that being common on your other tours?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, tell me.
It's ridiculous. Like, because I usually tour with my partner and the two of us. The two of us, we just like constantly, one of us gets sick and then I get sick. It's just back and forth.
Yeah.
And we're always just trying to battle, like, how can we get the most amount of sleep on tour? But we're getting there because as I just said, like we're learning now the best way to go about it. So I haven't been sick all year.
I've been sick once in 6 years.
Okay. Tell me, Sensei, give me your medication.
I don't take anything. That's probably the cure. I have a long ways to go. I think, as I said, like body, mind, spirit, what are you doing? How do you relax? Yeah. I've got a pretty chill life. That also helps. If you're on, also just from the touring side, there's just so much where we can go with this. You've got a show maybe once a day, maybe once every few days. Yep. You're traveling. You then are going to a new place, like especially in America. You're in a different country, probably meeting different people, different setup, even just like figuring out the stage and the setup, what you're going to play. Maybe you got a different setup. And then the fatigue, like there's so much that happens there. How do you said it with like what sprung to mind? You were like, yes, tell her what. Yeah, is it very challenging, very difficult?
It is. Like sometimes I wonder, how did I get through today? And I have that thought so often. And I think musicians are like, we're all put into this like path that it's like, go do this, get on this flight, miss that flight, lose your bag, do a meet and greet with 100 people. But like, how many of those people are sick? I don't know. Or how many people are you receiving their energy that maybe you don't want to be receiving their energy? But at the same time, the amount of people that I meet that are absolute golden humans.
I would figure like people that are going out to see you would give you this like burst of like love.
They are like everyone is gorgeous. Like
that's nice.
I find that everyone that I speak to is just top notch. Like literally anywhere in the world. Yeah. They're all really similar. And I always, after the show, will go out and meet everyone.
That's nice of you.
Yeah, I really like it. It's like a nice way to just chill out after the show. But at the same time, a gig feels like it's your 21st every single night.
Okay, go on. I had a big 21st.
Or like your wedding. Like it feels huge. And in the moment, you have all the adrenaline. I love this. I love everyone. Everyone's loving my music. There's a lot of energy going around. Then after the show, you're having a drink, you're meeting everyone, and it's the best. It feels like your 21st or your wedding.
Yeah.
But then often what happens after a big event like that is you have a come down.
Yeah, the adrenaline.
And I luckily don't usually feel sad after a show, but I think my body takes the feeling. So mentally I'm fine, but I think physically I have the low.
Is it like an exhaustion? Because it is extremely physical.
Because it's like having the biggest party of your life, talking to everyone and putting heaps of focus into the show. And then the next morning you wake up and you're like, oh, now I need to get on a 5-hour flight and then do a 3-hour drive and then eat some weird food and drink water that I probably shouldn't be drinking and then do it all again. And do that for a month or 4 months straight. So it's so weird. Like it's such a weird job, but even though like everything that I've said so far has been somewhat negative, I would not change a thing. I absolutely love my job and even the battles that I have are like, I think they're really helping me mature and see what potential I have, I think.
Oh, is that like this resilience? You're building a resilience?
I think I am, yeah. Because, I mean, I've spoken negatively so far.
I don't think it's negative. It's fact. It's like, this is what. No, if you're like, oh, my God, I have to tour, I have to do this. That's different.
No, I love it.
You were saying, this is just factual.
Yeah.
This is what I do. By the way, with like the biggest smile talking about, like I've never heard someone talk about with waking up at like, with like 3 hours sleep with a big smile. So it's like the most positive thing in the world. So
okay, good.
Yeah. No, you're a very positive person. Okay, you don't need to worry about that.
Good.
And from the resilience, are you like excited? It sounds like you're excited just to see like where this journey leads you and like the highs and the lows, obviously way more highs. But with every job, everything in life, not everything's going to be sunshine and rainbows. It's the reality of a traveling musician, for example. Yeah. And mentally, when you wake up, because also you said a lot, but physically, when you're on stage, you're playing the guitar, you're singing, you're playing something, and just standing up. Standing up for a few hours is
standing
hard.
Up is hard.
Yeah. Look,
I'm glad we're doing this seated right now.
There was a guy, actually, I haven't had him on my podcast. He does all of his podcasts on a treadmill.
What?
Yeah, he's like a fitness.
But is there the sound of like the joom, joom?
The one I heard there was, but I think he had it like on a more silent mode. But it's very distracting. I would.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I'm glad that we're doing the couch potato version.
yes, exactly. And then also like just playing an instrument, holding it. Also, you're probably dehydrated as fuck as well.
Oh yeah.
And so that would also be really hard. So mentally, when you wake up, you got all of this. What is like your mindset? Is it like, this might be a bit tough or it's difficult, but once I get on stage, I'm going to flip the switch, or you wake up with a smile?
It changes day to day. If I'm having a day where I'm feeling quite exhausted, I just think today's going to be tough, but as soon as you get on stage, you're going to love it, because that's how it, like, no matter how exhausting the day is.
Yep.
As soon as I play the first chord, I am the happiest girl on the planet. Like, everything disappears. But
that's cool.
Yeah, it's. I feel so lucky that it's like the flow state of being on stage makes me like all negativity out the window. So I'm lucky that happens. And just normal day to day on tour, or even at home if I'm working, I usually wake up in a bit of like a pinch me feeling. Like I wake up like, oh my gosh, I get to do this.
Wow.
Yeah, I wake up just usually full of gratitude. But in saying that, yes, I have plenty of days where I wake up and I'm like, I would love to go back to basics and be in the one place.
As in the one place being home?
Yes.
And home is Phillip Island?
Home is Phillip Island. Specifically San Remo, so it's just before the bridge. It's just before the island.
I haven't been there in years, so I can't imagine.
There's a really good fish and chip shop in San Remo.
I'll go there just for the fish and chip. Thank you.
San Remo fish and chip. But also I live in Melbourne too, and so we've just moved to North Fitzroy.
Oh, that's also far. So I appreciate you coming all the way.
Of course.
Yeah, you're very nice. And from the flow state, can you tell me a bit about that? Is that just like as soon as you play that first string, are you in the zone? You're fully present. You're not worrying about tomorrow or anything else. You're just in the zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's usually, I kind of start getting into a bit of it backstage, because I'm getting myself into the zone of like, you're about to perform and you're about to use all of your creativity. And
Nice.
I do lots of like breathing, vocal warm-ups, lots of like kind of positive manifestation backstage.
Yeah. Sorry, go.
I kind of like there's this weird thing which some people will think sounds ridiculous, but I think it works. If I'm ever feeling doubt, I pretend I am the best musician in the world.
No, this is great. Go
Yeah.
on. Yeah.
I pretend that, and then or if I'm playing a song and like no one's singing it back to me, I pretend that everyone is like screaming the song back to me, because then I trick my brain into feeling really positive and like really like I build up my self-esteem almost in like a fake way, like a fake it till you make it. And then all of a sudden I genuinely am feeling like, wow, this is great. That's kind of like the flow state before the show. And then during the show, it's just the music sends me into a flow state.
Okay, you've said so many great things. I love this. I think it's, all like AFL players, they visualize them kicking the goals. How do they feel? Yeah. And you're adding the element of feeling. I'm no manifestation expert, but this is, I think people should, when you wake up, when I wake up and I meditate, I'm visualizing what I want to achieve for the year and sometimes for the day. And people often neglect, you can just close your eyes and be like, I've won the Tats Lotto. But how does it feel to win the Tats Lotto? And that's the tricking element of your brain.
Yes, you got to feel it.
Yes, and we don't feel much in society in general. But that is such a great way. It's not ever like faking it. It's just telling your brain, like, this is what I'm about to, getting you up on stage, getting yourself prepared. How did you figure that out, and the breathing and all of that? Did someone tell you, or you just figured it out?
I think mainly it's been people telling me across the years. I've been lucky over the last few years. I've toured with
some big names.
Big names. Yeah. And I guess the ones that have really influenced me have been Kim Churchill and Ziggy Alberts. I would say they're two friends that have
Oh, they're friends now. That's
Yeah, because we've done a fair bit of touring now.
Yeah.
But they're two people that are really, really aware of their like mental health and their state before they go on stage and even just touring. So I've kind of just watched them from being on the road with them and had plenty of these kind of conversations where we're working out with each other, like what is the best way to do things. So they're probably two of the biggest influences in how I hold myself usually, or like on a tour.
Yeah. And that's amazing. You've also toured with Vance Joy, Cat Empire, Pierce Brothers, Jackbots. Wow, that's so awesome.
Yeah.
What have they spoken about the come down? Because it's everyone I've spoken about.
I think I'm lucky. I don't usually have a big come down. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. Some of my friends that are musicians struggle more with that, and they do have very big come downs every single show. I can only think of one time where I had like an actual come down, but other than that, I kind of just I'm very lucky. I don't know why.
I think it's more like you've got this gratitude outlook. You're so excited to be there. You do look after yourself both mentally and physically, all of that stuff. I'm assuming you don't destroy yourself with drugs like half the other musicians as well.
I've got my tea instead.
All of these things play a big factor into it as well.
Yeah.
Because I've heard so many stories. And also just the breathing state, that also really helps as well. Yeah. You mentioned the one, if you want to, you don't have to share it, the one day, the come down, what did that look like?
So my background on my laptop was the Corner Hotel. Which is iconic, probably the most iconic venue in Melbourne, I'd say. And that was the background on my laptop for like 3-4 years when I was in school, because that's been my dream.
Cool.
To perform at the Corner Hotel. So I think it was July 23. I performed there and I did my first ever headline show there. And I have a bit, like I keep a distance between Steph Strings and me.
Yep.
And but for this show, I think because it was a hometown show and it was my background on my bloody laptop, that I think the two merged and weight on the show. And also the thing of like every single person that I've ever known was in that room.
That's nice.
Which was beautiful.
Yeah.
And I felt so, like looking out to the crowd and seeing everyone, it was like, oh, wow, like this is,
what a
like
moment.
I'm so lucky.
Yeah.
I can look back and think that now, but the next day I woke up, and this is not like me. This has only happened the once. I woke up crying, just bawling, and I was just so confused. Like I was thinking, why do I just feel like impending doom? I just felt so sad and anxious. I was flying to America the next day. So maybe there was stress as well. No. But I was about to do like a 3-month tour.
Yep.
So there would have been that like anxiety about what's coming tomorrow. But the main thing was it was just, I've never had something like that before, and it felt like a failure, but it wasn't a failure. But I don't know why my brain thought it was.
Was it because you had such high expectations?
I think so. I've spoken about it so much because but I'm happy to talk about it. Yeah. I've thought about it and spoken about it so much because it was so out of character for me. And it shocked me because I thought, ooh, like the more big shows I do, am I going to react like this? Because I can't have that. That's not healthy. That's not efficient for my life.
Yep.
So ever since that show, I've been very careful of big shows and like knowing that it's just a show. Yes. And who's going to care? Like in 100 years, no one's going to remember what that show was. It's not a big deal in the scheme of things. It's big in my mind, but in anyone else's, I'm just a musician that strums a guitar. you know?
Well, yeah, I get that. And a lot of comedians talk about how they had the worst set ever and they bombed and it was horrible. Sometimes people were booing or walked out. And then, you know, they get up next day and it's kind of like forgotten. Like, yeah, it might still be there, but, you know, you go on and it's not the end of their career.
No.
Did you perform to your ability or did you feel a bit hindered or was it more just the feeling after the show?
It was mainly the feeling after the show.
Yeah.
I reckon I probably performed at 90%, which is great.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. But I put way too much emphasis on having a completely 100% successful show and walking away.
So maybe that's it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the expectations. It has to go a certain way.
I think so. And I think I always was a bit like, how dare I expect that I'm going to wake up the next day and like, where am I expecting all the adrenaline's going to go? It's not just going to dissolve. I have to acknowledge that it's there and I have to do something with that come down.
Yeah.
Whereas that next day I just like laid there and just cried. So now if I ever have like a little slither of that feeling, which is rare, I acknowledge it straight away and then I can actually go, oh, that's not me. That's adrenaline. That's the come down. Yeah. I don't actually think that was a bad show. That's just like my body's reaction to having a big, big night.
Big. And also on that, because I wouldn't say struggle with some podcasts, you know, maybe you meet inverted commas your hero and you're speaking to them and you just feel like you've just had this amazing like conversation, this moment, whatever you want to call it. And then afterwards, also because my brain's going so fast trying to figure out so many different things, it's also that mental fatigue. And I didn't have a label for it. And I am like, we've been together for like almost 7 years. She's like never seen me sad. And doesn't mean I'm emotionally, like, you know, I have some days, like very occasionally, like I can pick myself up very quickly. Yeah. And someone told me, no, that's an adrenaline dump. And so now
adrenaline dump, that's the word.
I used to do Krav Maga to sound ridiculous. I know everyone thinks I'm a big tough guy, but when I did Krav Maga, there was one element was adrenaline training. It wasn't really training; it was just to experience the dump. And this, like one of the scenarios I can't really remember, but you like fight a lot of people. There's a scenario happening. You have to like use your brain. You're going at 120% physically, and then you just drop. And then they try and make you do the alphabet. Like sometimes you can't do it. You can't do like 4 times 4.
What?
Because you're so in that state, and then they'll like teach you to kind of just to breathe. You're going through, it's almost like an extreme stress reaction and you're not thinking that clearly. And it'll just like breathe, ground, you can go for a walk, all of that type of stuff. Yeah. Get out of your head. And I was like, oh, that's really interesting.
Whoa.
Yeah, that was too fucked. That's like a trauma thing.
That seems like
but
that next level.
But it made me realize like, oh no, this is just a moment that I'm going through, and you can actually work through it. You can breathe, you can do all the stuff you've spoken about. And I think that's really, you know, it's interesting. And the adrenaline dump is probably what you had as well. Yeah. And also like for my wedding as well. So I got married about a year ago and we had, I think, an unbelievable wedding. We had Ilan. Thank you. We had it because I'm one of the last ones in my friendship group. We've gone to so many weddings and we'd always go mentally what we liked, what we didn't like for us. Yeah. And we got Ilan Kidron from the Potbellies. He's also been on the podcast. Yeah. And he is, and I hope one day you collaborate with him. He is such a talent. I'll set you guys up. Yeah. And he was just phenomenal and we had such a good time. And then when we woke up, I wouldn't say there was sadness. It was like an adrenaline dump of some sorts because it was like, you know, basically a 24-hour thing. Yeah. And we didn't quite have a word for it, but then going out, you know, as I said, you know, and it was interesting. So I, from a very small level, I understand where you're coming from.
It would feel a lot like that, I think, and because like you spend a year or months leading up, like you go to bed thinking about the wedding day. It feels a little bit like, you know, the same. Yeah, similar.
And you had that with your manifestation of what all your
corner hotel.
Yeah, that's super cool. Do you look back at that and go, you know, I think you first started out. We'll talk about a little bit about your upbringing. But, you know, you're posting Instagram. I think you blew up on Instagram. Is that how you got discovered? Yeah. Did you ever think that, you know, when you're posting those videos that you would be able to perform at the corner hotel in front of all your friends, your family, other people?
Hell no.
Yeah. How do you put it? Yeah.
I like when I first started posting on social media, in my mind I was like, I hope I get to play at the Workers Club, which is
cool.
like a maximum like 120 person room.
Yep.
And it's tiny and it's great. It's like classic Melbourne stinky little club. It's so small and it rocks.
Yeah.
And my like max thought was like, and then maybe I'll play in Sydney. And that was like,
Sydney was the goal?
That was, the goal was like, yeah, Workers Club in Melbourne. And if I ever got to like get on a plane with my guitar, like, and play in like the next closest city, Sydney, I thought like that would be the max that I'll ever do.
Yeah.
And then now I'm like, what happened? Like these last, 5 years worth have just been bonkers.
Isn't that so exciting?
Yeah.
And I'll give more context. So you were posting on Instagram videos for your like friends and family, just, practicing guitar. Was that it was just like to share it with people? To share with mainly family and friends, but I always like, of course, there was in the back of my mind, I was like, maybe someone cool will see this, and then that's how I got my manager. So your managers just messaged you? Yeah,
it was like, through friends of friends, and people found me and then got in contact with my current manager to say, cool, get this girl, lives in your city. And that's how the whole professional side started. But up until that point, I think I probably had maybe 50,000 people following me by that stage. Wow. So I'd been working away, tapping away at my organic.
At school,
following.
And you're at school
back at school, yeah. And then that's when the reach got so big that professional people started knocking, saying, "Hey." So it was, it worked.
What was that like when you first got that call message or whoever?
So no one in my family is in the music industry.
Yep.
And obviously all we knew up until that point was like what you'd see in movies, where like usually the manager's like the bad guy or the bad girl.
Yeah.
So when I started getting messages from like
that's funny
labels or managers or agencies, I'd be like, oh, poo. Like I'm not going to give all my money away to these people. But my management, it's Joe and Aiden, and I started getting coffees with Joe, and it felt like we were going on dates. We weren't actually like.
No, I know what you mean.
But like it felt like we were like really sussing each other out, and I was like 19, 20, and we'd just catch up and like once every 2 weeks, and he would just teach me about the industry, and then he became my friend, and now he's like one of my good mates. And he's my manager. So
that's awesome.
And I remember it was like this one night that he texted me and he's like, so should we make this official? And it was literally, and I was like, this is like,
ring.
Yeah. And like my whole family met him, and like we all just got a really, we just felt like we trust him. And
that's so important.
My old fears of all of that stuff, I was like, that is true.
Yeah, I'm
in
sure
some
it happens
instances.
all the time. We hear about the industry. Sorry for interjecting. We hear about the industry and then screwing you over in contracts, making you do music. Yeah, it definitely is. But it sounds like you've hit the
I think so. I'm glad that I had so many coffee dates with Joe to just be like, you're a really good guy and you really care about my music. Yeah.
That's so rare. And I'm sure you heard from all the people we named before, and there's probably other people horror stories. Have you had, and you don't need to name anyone, have you personally had any issues with maybe other executives or labels or people like try and screw you over or anything? Or have you been with just great people so far?
I actually think I've been really lucky, and I've had beautiful experiences so far. And look, maybe my management are the ones dealing with the tricky stuff. Thank you, Joe and Aiden. But me so far, and especially when I didn't have management, I felt really lucky. I haven't really dealt with any sneaky or bad things in the industry.
Snakes,
so touch wood. No snakes.
No snakes. We say no. No, I think if you've got a good team around you, you're going to be fine.
I really do.
I also heard a story, you're going to have to fill in the gaps, where how did you meet your international touring manager? There was someone that you met.
Oh, is it the French guy, Gilles?
Yes.
Yes, so that's the guy that found me, that sent me to Joe. Yes, so Gilles, he rocks. Gilles, very French. he found me during COVID when I was going hard, posting heaps of stuff on Instagram. He lives in the west coast of France in a place called Saint-Nazaire.
Okay.
And Gilles contacted someone who contacted Joe, my manager, to say, Steph Strings lives in Melbourne where you are. Go contact her. You should manage her. And that came all the way from Gilles.
And what was it in his interest to do that?
Because he just loved the music and thought, I know, I've heard of a Melbourne manager and like she should get managed by him.
That's very nice.
I know. And then about 2 years later when COVID opened up, I flew over to Saint-Nazaire with Joe to play at this massive festival there. It's called Les Escales. And
I think I've heard of that.
It's huge over there.
Yeah.
And so I played there. And just by chance, Gilles, because he's a sound engineer, he's behind the desk.
Yeah.
He was doing the sound at my stage, because there was 5 stages.
And did he know that?
And then he would have seen in the write up and been like, oh my gosh, I'm doing sound for Steph Strings. So then I met him and Jules was like I sent you to Joe. And
so you didn't know him?
I didn't. That was my first time meeting him.
That's crazy.
So then Gilles and Joe saw each other, and so then now when I'm heading over to Europe next year, I'm going to take Gilles as my sound engineer for the whole tour, because we've hung out now a fair bit, because when I go to France, I've seen him a few times. So he's beautiful.
I love, and I think it's because you're off that energy, you attract certain people.
Oh.
But how cool is some random French dude who's like, I really like this girl, kind of, puts it in motion. And then it's not like it's ticked for tat. It could just be, and you could end it there and never see him again. But then also you take him on the tour. That's very nice as well.
Well, I don't know. It's exactly like what you said. It's there was something about my music that he loved, probably because he saw himself in it. And then when I met him, I was like, I see myself in you.
Oh, that's brilliant.
But that's the thing. That's what you have with friends. You immediately see each other and you're like, yeah, we're on. This is good. And the same with me and Joe. You just know. You just know.
It's even I know you said it's a date, but the stereotypical, I've spoken about this 100 times, but this, in the movies, the stereotypical thing, guy and girl goes on a date. The guy might be lovely, he's tall, he's handsome, all of the things. And, the girl's gut is just saying, not for me. And you're like, no, he's perfect. Then maybe you find out he's a serial killer. But anyway, it's about honoring your intuition and your gut. That's so funny. And with your unique style, this is also one of the many things I'm really impressed with. You had guitar lessons at school, I believe. Yeah. And then your guitar teacher left to go to Byron.
Yes.
And I've done my research.
How did you find these out?
I called your parents.
I'm actually friends with your teacher.
I am your teacher.
I thought you looked familiar.
And this, I feel like this is a pivotal moment in your life, because you could be like, I think because he left, you wouldn't have got a guitar teacher for the year. Yeah. So you could have just said, you know what, I'll wait next year to play guitar. But you're like, no, I really like guitar. I'm going to go on YouTube. I'm going to learn. I'm going to do all of these things. That's very rare, especially from such a young age. Yeah. What made you actually say, you know what, I'm going to give this a go? Because your friends, I'm giving you a lot of information. Yeah. Your friends gave up. It's various times. So what made you actually go on YouTube and learn?
Whoa, I haven't thought about this for a while. And I what made me? I don't know.
Did you have the love for it? Because
I always had the love for it. I think what made me? I look back and I'm so impressed with that.
Yeah, I feel like that was extremely important. Yeah. If it was me, my guitar teacher left. Yeah. Sort of. Well, I don't play anymore. Yeah. And I just didn't play it. Obviously, I didn't have the passion or anything. And I was probably a bit of laziness, couldn't be bothered, all of these different things, but you actually did it, especially when friends are not doing it as well. Yeah. That's super cool. Go on YouTube, learn different styles, and then you become this queen in this field. It's pretty cool.
I'm trying to look, I can't think of a specific thing, but I think I just loved it so much that I couldn't bear to not be learning about it. And I think it was about 2014. So I was 13, 14 years old. And I just started listening to Ed Sheeran. Oh, yeah. And I was realising whoa, singer-songwriter, I always just thought about like pop stars or rock stars. I didn't really know what a singer-songwriter was. And I found Ed Sheeran probably the time that my guitar teacher left.
Yeah.
And I could never sing. I only started singing like 2020, like 5 years ago. So back then I wouldn't even sing in the shower, like literally zero singing. So then because I became obsessed with Ed Sheeran, I wanted to learn all his songs, but because I couldn't sing them, I would then look up how to play Ed Sheeran's song on guitar fingerstyle so that I could play him singing. I would copy his melody, but I'd also play the chords at the same time.
Whoa.
So it would be like guitar and vocals, but I was doing both with my fingers.
Yep.
So my voice was never doing anything.
Yep.
I think that is why I hopped on YouTube. It's because I couldn't sing.
Interesting.
And I had to learn fingerstyle to bring up that section of my music life that was lacking.
And from the fingerstyle, because this is a unique style, it's not as common, correct?
Yeah.
What drew you to that particular style?
It was because I had to somehow sing, but I couldn't sing. So it was fingerstyle is the type of style of guitar that you can be playing the bass, you can be hitting the wood and doing the beat, and then you can be doing the melody.
Yep.
And in some songs you can be strumming chords too. It's literally like you can do the whole shebang with fingerstyle guitar. And I also listened to a fair bit of Spanish flamenco.
Ah, interesting.
Around 2014, 2015.
Yep.
So I started, which is fingerstyle. It's just like Spanish fingerstyle is flamenco. Yep. So then I started listening to a lot of that and looking that up on YouTube too. So yeah, wow, my fingers had to work out. That was just like constant fingerstyle.
It's so interesting. And then you also had influence from your dad, Celtic and Irish as well, because it's not normal in the greatest of ways to know about flamenco or the other styles at such a young age as well. Were you just heard like different type of music and be like, wow, what is this?
I think so. Like so my mum, she's Irish German and my dad's Greek, but like they're both Aussie, but that's their heritage. When like Greek music, there's I think it's called like the bouzouki. It's like this type of instrument, and it kind of has got a bit of like a Hindu, kind of Bollywood kind of sound. But then Irish music, you've got all like the Celtic sounds, and there's a bit of a crossover. And when I was in my mum's tummy as a little baby, little fetus, mum constantly listened to Irish music the whole time, and she would eat like 10 apples a day and like a whole head of lettuce and listen to Irish music. They were like her 3 things that happened when I was in her tummy. And I love apples, I love lettuce, and I love Irish music.
Okay, it was done before. It was already, your destiny was formed because of your mum.
I think so. Yeah. So there's always been like a lot of there's been a lot of music in the house, and I think just like even just like my genetics, I'm used to that kind of world music style. But
it's still so rare. Like everyone just hears like pop music and just the, and there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever, but you've got such a wide range and you've been influenced by, and it comes across very well as well. Is he Polish? I think I wrote his name like Maron something, or there's like a young boy that plays this unique thing. I always see him on my TikTok. Damn.
Martin?
Oh yeah, Martin. I couldn't read my own.
Yeah. Yeah, so I would say he's the king fingerstyle guitarist.
Yeah.
He can, like, if anyone wants to look up what is fingerstyle guitar, he's like the Superman version of it. I don't play like that, maybe one day, but he's an absolute star. So he's huge and he's really blown up social media wise. And then I find that recently my music has gone from fingerstyle more into singer-songwriter.
Yeah.
And like even in my upcoming album, I had a listen through the other day. It's not out yet, but I had my own little private listening party.
Awesome.
I was listening thinking, wow, like it's way more focused on the vocals and the melody rather than like I'm going to show off and do this guitar thing, which I love.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, this is a bit more Joni Mitchell rather than Tommy Emmanuel this time.
But isn't that the evolution? And you like skimmed it. You started in guitar, then I think somewhere along the way you realized you had to sing to be a guitarist, and that's daunting. Cause
man.
Yeah, no, go on. Because it sounds like you're a very confident person, but not confident at all in the voice.
No.
But now looking back, you're like, how can you not be confident? So
so as I said, I'd never sung before, and because my voice was just bloody shocking. Like, honestly,
was it you mentally? Because if you're not singing in the shower,
I'm telling you, it was so bad. Like, I distinctly remember my best friend at school. I was like, you know what? I'm in a really happy mood today. I'm gonna sing, because I was like just like at my locker grabbing my books, and I like started singing a song because I was just really happy. Like, it took me a lot to sing.
Yeah.
And then my best mate, her locker was next to me, and she closes her locker door and she was like, "Don't you ever sing ever again."
But that's probably what scarred you.
No, I was scarred before that.
Oh, okay.
Like, that didn't affect my confidence.
Yeah.
I mean, should have, but like, that's how bad it was. The public was telling me, like, my best friend was saying, "Hey, mate, cut that out." But I couldn't help but start writing songs with words to them, because I've loved writing poems all my life. And
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I've always loved writing poems. Like, every time I'd write a birthday card or ever do like a speech for like a family member, it'd always be a poem. I'd never just
It's not happy birthday, mate, have a good one. Love like the most generic birthday cards.
I loved poetry. And then I think because I was so obsessed with the Ed Sheerans of the world that I couldn't help but feel this burning desire to sing, even though I wasn't a good singer. So the first time I ever sung in front of a crowd, it was at the Evelyn Hotel in Fitzroy.
So with your parents?
Yeah, that's right. And I played Dusty Road, the first song that I ever wrote with lyrics. And it sounded like so bad. It sounded so bad. And my leg was shaking so much. And like, it was so scary. But I knew I had to just go for it and just bite the bullet, sing, just start. And my best friend, he was there at that show. We'd like just met at uni. His name's Cameron. And he like rocked up to the show, hardly knew him. And as I went to sing the song, I was thinking, oh God, you probably won't want to be friends with me after hearing this. And then now 5 years later, like the last show that I did, after the show, I was like with all my best friends, and Cameron was like, gee, like back at the Evelyn Hotel, you were like sitting on a little crate, like didn't even have a chair. I was like sitting on like a little shopping crate. Like, you were shaking singing that song, and like, look at you now, like good on you for like just going for it even when you didn't believe in yourself. So that was a special moment for me, being like, wow, I actually did do something really scary, and it was nice to have, a friend be like, hey, I acknowledge that.
But it's even more so than that. You could see, like, I hate using the word like success and failure, even though the podcast is about that, but you could see what was on the other side if you gave it a go. But this was something that terrified you. And most people, I do this at times as well. If something scares us, we sweep it under the rug. The fear could be so strong that you're like, you know what, I don't even want to do guitar because I don't want to sing. And I've had, similar experiences like that, and other people have spoken about it. But you had this moment and you sang in front of also your family.
Yeah.
That is so brilliant.
I don't know how I did that. I must have had like the best self-esteem on that day. Like, it must have been skyrocketing to be like doing it, because, oh man, even doing shows in front of family now is hard. And like picturing being 19 singing in front of family, like, feels like a nightmare.
Do you often do like performances with the family now?
No, I never. It'll only be like if I'm at a show, and then they'll
like
come to
just
the
a
show.
Sunday afternoon. Steph, get out the guitar.
No, I actually, I don't really like to even talk about that much music stuff when I'm with family.
Yeah,
and with friends too. I have this really big. I mean, obviously we talk about it to an extent. But I think it's nice, like, sometimes I'll release a song and I'll like after like a few weeks be like to my friends, like, have you listened to it? Like, do you like it? And they'll be like, oh yeah, like I haven't had time. But I love that because they want me to be successful and happy, but they don't actually care about that. They care about laughing and having fun with me and how's my family, how's my partner. But and I actually, and my parents are the same. Like sometimes they're like, oh, like that, like they're so supportive, but it's not about Steph Strings. Like it's not this big thing. And I know that if my career ever was to come to an end, or if I was to have a big failure, or it
wouldn't be the end, but anyway,
it wouldn't be the end. But I don't think that they think it's this big monster of a trophy.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, that's just Steph's job. And I love that.
Okay, this is amazing because we've seen in all fields sometimes, and it's natural to have such a big ego, you can spiral. And for your friends to be like, we love you as you.
Yeah.
Music, that's great, makes you happy, we're happy. And then I also kind of have that as well. None of my friends listen to my podcast like some do. And they're like, oh, you got that guest,
but
cool.
I actually think that that's healthy.
At the start, I was like, oh my God, look who I got on. Like I got the person who's run like The Simpsons.
Oh, you're kidding.
I got him a few weeks ago. Lovely guy, Al Jean.
Whoa.
And, the showrunner of The Simpsons, it was not Matt Groening, the creator, but this guy's probably run it the longest as the showrunner and been involved. Anyway, and we all watched The Simpsons, like, guys, I got Al Jean. Like, yeah, that's nice. Hope you had a good time. Anyway, and I'm like, you know what? I probably needed that.
I think it's good because it's so easy for the ego to just get up and get going and be this big thing, because the ego's always sitting there waiting. It's waiting to just get up and have fun.
Yeah.
And a little bit of ego is important to like get you on stage or get you to do that scary phone call. You need ego is also confidence and self-belief. But I think you and I having friendship groups and family and partners that are like, they don't add fuel to the ego. If anything, it's in a great way, they're gonna laugh at you when something bad or funny happens, and it brings you back down. Like it's humbling, and I think it's healthy that we surround ourselves with the right people that are in it for the soul and not for any of the materialistic stuff.
Beautifully said. You said that.
Thank you.
I needed to hear that as well. No, I know. I think it's really important because whenever you've got an audience, it can be 5 people, it could be whoever. It's natural to have those feelings, and you're right to just you're doing it, and it reminds me, and it sounds like for you, for the love of the craft as well. Yeah, that's what it's about. It's not necessarily about all the other things. Yes. Like when people say, "I want to be rich and famous," that's fine if that's your goal. Yeah, that's not my goal. I want to have longevity. I want to still feel the passion. I want to inspire other people. Yeah, I want to, you know what I mean? It's more about internal versus the external response. Obviously, the main goal is to inspire and help people to live their best life and all of that stuff. But that's crazy. Back to the singing before I forget about this. What allowed you to become a good singer? What were some of the steps that you did? You probably got like a singing teacher. Did you just start singing more?
I've never had a singing teacher.
Oh, really?
But I'm actually considering getting one just for like longevity of my voice and to further improve it, because I'm not fully there yet.
I think you're a very good singer.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. I think it's just been from like 5 years worth of performing just like 100 shows a year. Like I've definitely done over 500 shows. Yeah, for sure. And before each of those shows, I do a big vocal warm up. I'm like, and then you're singing for an hour. Like it's hours and hours worth of singing that it's just like going to the gym. Of course, you're going to get bigger biceps if you're doing bicep curls every day. And of course, your voice is going to get better if you're singing every day. And if you do that for 5 years, you're going to have big biceps and a good voice. Yeah. Because your vocal cords, it's a muscle. Like it's not, people are born with the innate talent to sing. For example.
Oh, everyone. So I can sing.
No, certain people are.
Oh, okay.
Like
you mean more talent?
Yeah, Adele, Beyonce, they're born with that voice. and also work as well, but like that's their talent. I know I'm not born with an innate talent to sing. I just have gone to the gym. That's how it's worked. Yeah.
That's very nice. I still think if I sung every day, I'm not going to get there. I feel like I would. No,
you can.
Do you have the belief that everyone can sing to a point where they can hold a tune?
Yes.
Oh. My mum, nicest person, get along well. The only negative thing she's ever said to me, she goes, Michael, darling, don't sing.
Oh, like my friend in school.
But this was like, it was almost like a hand on the shoulder, you know, like in the movies where the dad like goes to son, you can do anything. But this was the opposite. It was like, Michael, it's just not your thing. I'm like, what in the shower? Don't insult the shower. Just okay. So I've always wondered, because I think it's important to have like a bit of a voice. So you just practice. Were you on YouTube like listening, or were you trying to mimic voices, or just singing? And
I just sung the whole time. And you know what? A big thing was, because I'm always driving back and forth from Melbourne to Phillip Island, which is an hour and a half drive. In that hour and a half, I'm usually always singing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I think that is like, that's an extra hour and a half in the gym.
Do you find that also it elevates your mood?
Yes, it does. Because it's like, singing is like journaling. Like, you know, after you've journaled about your day and you're like, like, look at me.
Yep.
That was good. Or it's like you're putting your thoughts out into the world. If you sing, it's like you're putting a bit of your soul out into the world. You're letting your emotion out. It's like, it's almost like crying and laughing too. Like it's a physical release of your energy. Which is why singing is like really therapeutic, and why, like, maybe you've had this with meditation or yoga, where sometimes you do the
Yeah, I do that every day.
Yeah, and how good does it feel?
Yeah,
it's a frequency that you're making.
Yeah, that's also partly why I do the dingers as well. But you know, you can't tell everyone that. So
can't tell everyone that. That's one of the tricks of the trade.
By the way, are you okay with dogs? My wife's just come, and my dog's about to run.
What dog have you got?
A miniature Labradoodle. He's going to jump on you, then run away.
You can jump
Barney,
on me.
say hi.
What's your name, doggy?
Barney.
Barney. Hey,
He's a very happy dog. And then you won't see him again.
He's just checking me out. He's like, okay.
I'll allow it.
Yeah.
You also mentioned that you're still obviously playing guitar, but now you've gone more into the singer-songwriting style as well. And I saw that you play piano. I know you first started out on the piano.
Yeah.
How does that, and you've also got a song that's come out today, but in podcast terms, a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
How does it feel, you know, doing a song where I don't even know if you played the guitar in the song?
I did play the guitar in the song, but in the music video, it's someone else playing the guitar. But I can't actually play piano. I just can play two songs, which are two songs that I wrote.
That's great.
So, and I mean, I can play the piano to the extent where, like, if you said to me, like, oh, like I can, if I've got my guitar in my hands, I can play a chord on guitar and then I can mimic it on the piano.
Yep.
But I can't actually like read the music, or I don't have the right, I'm not technical with anything.
But you see colours, so I feel like that. Can you tell me about this? Because this is...
I used to.
Oh, no, what happened?
I lost it.
How?
So it's this thing called synesthesia,
Yep.
which like it's not that rare actually.
According to my 1 second Google search, only 2 to 4% of people have it.
Really?
Well, I mean, I didn't look too hard. I wanted you to tell me, but that's what it said.
Oh, that makes me feel pretty special.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have it anymore. It's stronger amongst kids because they've got more synaptic connections in their brains. But for me, it was COVID.
Yep.
And after COVID, I just didn't have it. And I don't know if it was because I just matured and my brain just wasn't like, I don't know. When I was a kid, I used to hear music and I would see colours.
Would it just be purely music? If someone spoke to you, would you see?
No.
Oh, that's interesting.
It was just sounds I'd see colours.
And TV?
No.
Interesting.
Oh, I mean, if there was a song in a movie, I would be able to like, it wasn't like the colour would be like, it wasn't like it was just like blue, like a painting in front of me. It's like I would feel the color. And it wouldn't be just one color. It would be like a spectrum of color for that song I was listening to.
Yep.
And also sometimes certain words would have color. Like they'd kind of stand out in a book. And like the word, I don't know, gosh, like spectacular is a word that I still can like see like colors coming out of.
So you haven't lost it. My only homework for you is to stop saying that you've lost it. You might not be able to access it currently.
Maybe, but I don't know. I used to feel it a lot, and then I did notice that maybe it was lockdown, or maybe being on my laptop and my phone more. Just
sure, lockdown
aged me a bit.
I don't think you can lose it. There's two things that spring to mind. You know, like with a young kid, they're like with their like 3 or 4, I don't know what age, they can communicate with the dog that we can't quite. Have you ever experienced this?
Wait.
Like some.
What?
Have you ever seen like a kid, like we've had it with Barney or previous dogs or other things where you're like playing with the dog and then the child might be like, no, mummy, the dog actually wants this. There's like some form of communication that they can access. I don't know how to explain it. And then when you get older, you lose it.
I did not know that.
Or I mean, that just might be through my experience.
Yeah.
And then I'm not saying
you're a dog whisperer.
Yeah, or like the child will be because the child's still like potentially at a consciousness that's much lower and probably similar to a dog or a cat, or probably not a cat, but and then I've heard from other people, I'm not saying because this is very loaded, for people that claim they can, you know that there's a lot of like young children that can say they see ghosts and all that stuff. And whether they do or they don't, I don't necessarily know. But it's when we grow up and we're told we're an adult and we lose all of these things. But regardless if they were seeing something or not anything, we lose it as we become an adult because we're told we have to grow into the world and be a certain person. So I don't think you ever, like that's to me, a mystical ability that you had. So I don't think you lose it.
It's like in there.
It's in there somewhere.
Just like ego, sitting in the back waiting.
But I think it's very different. I think that's like a superpower that you have.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm going to help you if you want. So we're going to get you to access that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That, you know what? I don't do New Year's resolutions anymore.
Yeah.
But that's 2026, I'm going to bring back my synesthesia.
That's amazing.
Because I've never researched like how to tap back into it again. I just thought it's gone.
You don't lose it. It's still there.
Okay.
Yeah. I cut you off when you were talking about the piano and the 2 songs that you were.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What were you saying?
I'll
bring it back in. We were talking about how you can play piano through the 2 songs that you've written, and now you've gone more transitioned into the singer-songwriting element and how that's felt to produce a song like that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so strange, like sitting on a piano singing. Like if you told like little 9-year-old Steph that she'd be releasing a song with just vocals and piano, she'd be like, "You're kidding, you got the wrong person." But it's been a really beautiful way to explore like another creative side. I've been so used to just sitting and playing guitar that I just thought that was the only way to create stuff. But I've worked out that the piano is like a whole new doorway, that it makes me write in a different way.
Oh, okay.
So get ready for more piano.
That's great.
Yeah. And people are loving it so far. So I'm like, oh, that's like, maybe it's good. I don't know.
No, definitely it's good. I saw the clip this morning because my wife mentioned that you were having a song out today, and your album will be out
January the
9th. Yeah. And I was like, first of all, just from a respect side, when someone like evolves or transforms, it's always exciting to see as well. You know, adding another tool to your belt, to your repertoire. And as a side point, I think you taught yourself how to DJ during lockdowns. Can you still do that?
I haven't DJ'd in quite a few years.
That'd be cool for you to DJ, then just pull out all of these instruments.
Imagine. I did. Have you seen how I call myself Steph Spins? How good is that? But yeah, that's like COVID. I had like nothing to do. So I was just like posting on Instagram, losing my synesthesia and teaching myself how to DJ. And I was studying at uni as well. It was just like, I was just like indoors, just like
and it was all online, right?
All online, yeah.
This is also a crazy story. So you were studying, I forgot what it's called, but like sports science or something?
Yeah, it was exercise sports science and it was business sport management.
So, which is okay. This just, I think people will resonate with this. You're on tour with, I think, the Pierce brothers.
Yeah.
By the way, I've been speaking to Jack, and he's a lovely guy.
How lovely.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's so nice. Just super cool. He sent us a lot of emails, really, and I had a chat with him on the phone the other day. Very cool. Music's great as well.
Yeah.
And they're performing, and I think you'd open for them, or you're about to open,
Yeah.
and you're doing an exam for uni.
Yeah.
But this is the best. Please tell me, how did you do this exam?
Oh God. So I like hop off stage. I opened for them. We were in somewhere in Belgium, and then I'm now backstage in the green room doing my exam. I've got my glasses on, my studying glasses, and then I usually go on stage with them for their last song. Like they'll be like, "Oh, like let's get the opener up for the last song."
That's cool.
And then the tour manager like looks at me because he's in the green room with me, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, they're about to play their last song. Get on stage." And I'm like, "Oh," because like I've been doing my exam.
Is it timed?
It was like a 24-hour exam, but I had like an hour and a half to go because like I'd woke like the time zone thing.
Yeah.
So then I was like, "Oh yeah," and then I like run out to the stage, and then the tour manager calls out and he's like, "Take off your glasses," because like I'm going back on stage. It literally felt like Clark Kent and Superman.
Oh really?
Hilarious. And I like took my glasses off, got on stage, played the song, and then we like packed up, went straight back to the hotel and did the final like 15 minutes worth of the exam. And they were all like sitting in the hotel lobby having a drink, like all laughing away, and I could hear them all. I was so jealous. I was like, "Oh, I need to be out there. Like I want to be, getting in with it all." And then as I submitted that exam, I was just like, this is stupid. Like I'm in Europe on tour. I nearly went on stage with my bloody laptop and my glasses. Like I'm obviously not putting enough energy into music, and I'm not putting enough energy into uni.
Yep.
So I was like, let's just go music for now, and we'll revisit uni after. But I ain't going back to uni.
Yeah, I was about to say after speaking to you and doing research, I'm surprised that you even got to that stage. Was it because you felt like this could be a part 2 conversation, but did you feel like you had to have the degree? This is what's expected.
I
of
did.
Me? Yeah.
Where I grew up in Baldwin, so like the eastern suburbs of Melbourne.
Yep.
So like the Canterbury, Kew, Hawthorn, Richmond area. And there's like around there growing up, it was very much like you play netball, you like go to uni, you get a degree, you work full time, and then you have kids. Yep. And whatever creative dream that you had, don't worry about it because you're never going to do it.
Yeah, it's not a possibility.
It's not a possibility. And that's just what was fed to me, which is no one's fault. It was literally that's just how everyone's just thought, especially in that area.
Exactly the same with me.
Yeah?
I'm southeast.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
What school did you go to?
King David. You probably don't know
I don't know
it.
King David. Nice name of school though.
Yeah,
King David.
King David. Sounds ridiculous now that I think about it. But
it does. Very regal.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think that's why I held on to studying for so long, because it was like I had that old like have to of like you must go to uni and get your degree. And I also thought like what if the music stops in a year's time? I'm going to need something to fall back on. But I know that that's actually a really dangerous thought to have, because you might never put yourself fully into your passion if you're thinking, oh, but this could go wrong. I've worked out that you need to go all in to get the full benefit, potential and the full benefit of what's going to happen. So I'm proud of myself for doing uni up until that point though. And I still have that thought of like, oh, I kind of wish I got my degree. But then I'm like, but why?
That exactly. Like I didn't finish. Sorry, I finished the kinesiology elements. I didn't do the external stuff. Yeah. And I was like, oh, I should just get that piece of paper. I'm like, why? I applied in my life for everything that I do, but I'm never going to work as one. Yeah. But it's like, I also was an accountant before. That's a topic for another time.
Gee, jack of all trades.
But not good at any of them. Master of none.
I'm sure you would have been.
And I also had that. I need that piece of paper. It's funny that I don't
know where that comes from.
I think that's how the old school view of success. Like we're seeing so many people, and for some people, uni might be the best avenue. Like if you're a doctor or a lawyer, you have to do that, or to some degree an accountant, you can still, like what I learned at uni didn't help me as an accountant. But anyway, it's just you learn all of it on the job, but you can still achieve success regardless of that. You know, like back when my dad was around. Oh, he's still around. So back when my dad was like going through,
they got dark for a second.
Yeah, you had to have a degree to get into business and do all that other stuff.
Yeah.
But the times are changing. I want to tie up 2 points before we go.
Yeah.
And you mentioned at the very start of the podcast the imposter syndrome when you're on the plane and the and what are your thoughts around that now? You've got a tour coming up, your album's coming out.
Yeah.
Does that still sprinkle? And if so, how do you deal with it?
I still get imposter syndrome semi-frequently.
Does it hinder you, or is it more like...
It might hinder me in the moment. Like the imposter syndrome might only last for a day or like 3 hours. It will never last me like a full week or a month of like, you're not good enough. It'll just be like usually like a day, and maybe it'll hinder me in that day, and it might prevent me from coming up with an incredible idea because the little voice will be like, you're not good enough.
Yep. Don't
even think about making that song or doing that idea. But in general, like it doesn't actually impact what I'm doing. It might just impact a certain day of the week.
And looking back to see like your body of work, your album's coming out.
Yeah.
Devil Woman's also out right now.
Yeah.
Check it out, it's great. And you're touring. Can you look back and go like, even though I've had that voice, it's been so insignificant to what you've been able to do?
I think that's what I'm currently in the process of teaching myself to look at. I need to, and that's what my partner, she's always like, look at what you've done so far and how many times that little voice has spoken to you. So like, she's like, how many times? I'm like, oh, once a week. And she's like, well, look at everything you've done up until this point. You're going to keep having the voice appearing, but you're going to keep getting more successful. And that's just what being human is.
Yes. What a good partner as well.
Yeah.
That's great. And any last thoughts? You know, is this your first album?
Yeah, my debut album.
How?
I know, it's scary.
Yeah. How, like, I know you've already completed it probably like a few months ago, but now sharing it to the world.
Yeah.
What are you feeling? Are they all because of
It's crazy. I've put so much into this. Like, I've literally put blood, sweat, and tears. Like, literal blood has been spread on my guitar from me playing so hard.
Oh, wow.
I've put everything into this album, and for that reason, there's so many emotions built around the album. And what's really beautiful is the album is called Feel Alive.
Yes.
And every song, there's like so many different emotions in all the songs, but it's all about realizing like, hey, it's normal to feel every single emotion. That is what makes you feel alive. And sometimes I wish that I didn't mourn for people that have passed away, or that I didn't get so excited about a show, or sometimes I wish that I didn't feel so intensely, but I would never change a thing, because that's what makes me know, oh, I am alive, because I get to feel every single emotion so in such a full way. And thinking about the album like that, that's what I'm going through in the process of releasing the album. I'm feeling every single emotion. I'm scared, I'm upset, I'm proud, I'm feeling confident, I'm feeling love, I'm feeling everything. And I keep reminding myself, like, the album is a reminder to me to, like, everything I'm going through in the process of releasing this album, it's just making me realize I am alive. I'm feeling everything. And that's why I think everyone's going to love it, because it's going to just do something to everyone.
I love that. As we said at the very start, we suppress, we don't feel, we sweep things under the rug.
Yeah.
If we all just felt our emotions in a healthy way, or not even potentially, not even in a healthy way, just to feel it in a safe environment, oh my God, what the world would be such a magical place.
It would.
And already is, but still, that's beautiful. Any last thoughts before we go on the album, the song? Tour dates I'll put in the episode notes, but I believe you're in America and Europe.
America and Europe, and then I'll be releasing maybe some Australian stuff soon.
Oh,
but
okay.
Hush, hush.
Okay. I didn't hear anything, so it's
any last thoughts? Just, I just hope that people can pre-order the vinyl, or if not, if they just can listen to it, spread the word, come to a show, support. And I guess the main thing I'd want people to think about is that hopefully our discussion today has influenced them to feel more inspired.
It has definitely influenced me. You're the reason I do this podcast. Is you have
I hope the listeners as well.
I think they will gain a lot as well. You have such a uplifting energy about you. You've been smiling the whole time.
Oh.
You really love what you do. You're passionate. And I feel very empowered and inspiring. So good. I really appreciate it. And how can people follow you on all the other socials and all of that stuff?
I'm just Steph Strings on all the social stuff. I probably post the most on Instagram, but I've got my website as well. That's just stephstrings.com, and that's got everything there too.
Cool. That's on the episode notes so people can check it out. Thank you so much. This was a joy. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. I love this. I could have spoken for hours with you.
Oh, you're too kind. We'll do part 10s. We'll do awesome.
Part 10. Yeah. I'll come back for sure.
I love how Steph encourages us to feel our emotions and reminds us that they are important and a normal part of life. Often we can suppress our emotions out of fear of ridicule, not wanting to deal with them, feeling shame, or simply feeling like it's not acceptable. Steph teaches us that feeling our emotions is an integral part of being alive, and this is not only a powerful message for all of us, but it's also been an inspiration for our album. Steph highlights how she uses these feelings in her songwriting. However, you don't need to be a professional singer or even an artist to do so. Whether it's journaling, running and sports, singing in the shower, going for a walk, painting or drawing, these are just some of the many ways we can allow our emotions and creative spirit to thrive. And maybe that's the reminder that when we allow ourselves to truly feel, even the uncomfortable moments can become a source of growth, creativity, and meaning. So I'll leave you with this epic quote. Your emotions make you human. Even the unpleasant ones have a purpose. Don't lock them away. If you ignore them, they just get louder and angrier. Sabah Tahir. Thank you for listening to the Funny and Failure podcast, exploring the deeper side of comedy and life.